Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to part 54 of Ace Attorney.
Thank you, Your Honor. And we have a guest star.
To start everything off.
Ew.
Yes, Haley.
Hello, I'm Haley.
Yep. Okay, Haley, ready to witness Ace Attorney firsthand? Because here we go.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
Emma didn't come back.
I'm still in the toilet, you know.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand.
Oh boy, here we go.
The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime.
God, that laxative was powerful.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed.
Yes.
Oh, I know. You're a patrolman.
As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out.
Loser,
To be
loser.
exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place.
According to the papers, partner.
What do you mean?
A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up.
See.
Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Indeed.
Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime.
Okay, Haley, here's how things
In
go.
English.
So first the witnesses give a testimony. Then after that, we cross-examine it. I'll go over to the cross-examine stuff later.
My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style.
That's what they asked you, you moron, to do. It's an order, not a request.
Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. If you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail.
No. No, I can't say I particularly care for your attitude.
I can say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain.
That's offensive.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems?
I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those.
Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks inside the evidence room?
Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those?
He's not being very helpful.
Starting to regret it.
He's not that good with machines, or following orders.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
This one seems like trouble.
Yep.
I have no idea, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Okay, Haley, now here's the other main part of the courtroom sections, cross-examination. You can either press for more information, or you can say objection and trying to present evidence, but at the risk of taking one of 5 strikes off.
Oh, yep.
I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. My dialogue is so pretentious it's not even funny.
So
You
edgy.
interred them.
Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape.
Who wrote this dialogue? The writer of The Cell?
I don't know.
Not that
Don't you mean-
pretentious,
Don't you mean
Twix.
Tarsum?
No, Tarsem didn't write that movie.
Oh, really?
Just the director.
Yeah.
This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room?
They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style.
Our police force at work, everybody.
Yep.
Hold
that's
it!
where your
Oh.
that's where your taxes go, Jova.
Oh yeah, I
The
should
actual-
probably explain this other thing, Haley. See, the writer and creator of this series is Japanese, Shu Takumi. See, this entire game series is based off of the Japanese court system of law. So in the case of America, it's a dystopian future. And sadly, it's actually a mirror image of how court works in Japan. Incredibly biased
The
towards the
actual-
prosecution, and more often than not, guilty verdicts are made.
The actual writer was Mark Protasevich.
Wow.
What a name.
Oh.
Of the cell.
I knew.
Yeah, he went on to write Persidian, I Am Legend 4, and the Old Boy remake.
Oh boy.
Oh.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. What you were
How
doing
timely.
right of place.
How timely, Judge.
So yeah, Haley, when you see a lot of crazy stuff that probably wouldn't pass over in the American law system, know that this is actually what Japan is and kind of was like and still is kind of like.
Yeah, the original idea for this game was to be a satire of how rigid and sometimes, you know,
And you
unfair.
mean to tell us
the system
you
was.
abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles?
Not all desperados eat tacos, partner.
Yeah, Pedro.
Actually, if you want to be referenceful, you should eat spaghetti, you
What
fucking
I want.
idiot.
I hope this is at least
Basically-
a lesson.
Basically, I found it funny how even your own character called out on you doing saying things that are not relevant.
Did you not? Usually, this is where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want a raise this year?"
I'm
Oh,
just
the
an
pay
innocent traveling
cuts.
man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail.
All right then. Objection! Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime.
And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner.
Oh, with pleasure. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint.
Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
Objection! I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
So now I'm no longer allowed.
What's the meaning of this?
Oh, so now I'm no longer allowed to bleed.
Bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away.
Hello.
However, hi Shiroi,
Just hear it.
a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall,
It seems to me there
What?
ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
What?
Fuck you.
it's a term for saying you're...
No, you don't.
I know what it means. I'm just saying that I disagree.
About the bloodstained fingerprints.
Actually, that was
Very
my
well.
line.
You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime.
Okay.
Witness testimony: blood-stained fingerprints.
Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint.
How fucking convenient.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it.
It sounds good on paper.
The witness's
Yeah.
explanation appears valid. Although
But-
there's room for doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Eleanor, why are you pressing the square button so many times?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Attorney. Make my day.
The defense
Will
may
do.
now cross-examine the witness.
Alright then. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it.
You're
Now's
really
my
feeling-
chance to prove it.
All right.
All right. Let's see.
Hold it! That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month?
Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing.
No.
That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said.
And I said what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. And that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams.
I see.
It'd be straight if my prince went all over that locker.
Apparently,
Okay,
this fingerprint
aggressive.
data was never changed.
Yeah, but don't you know, Shiro, caps lock equals automatically, someone
Shouting.
shouting randomly.
You must have been using the fingerprint lock without even knowing.
Well, sure. Be careful you're not reading a Frank Miller comic. Otherwise, random words would be bolded for some reason.
Yeah.
The blood
Hold
stain,
it!
the fingerprint.
Unrelated?
They're as different as night and day. Kind of like cereal and one's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder.
He's right.
It can
Those
also
things
be a
like, they're
number.
Totally different.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Point taken, though. Hold it!
Thank you, Phoenix.
How do you know that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports.
There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However,
Well, ain't
no
that just
fingerprints
peachy?
were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
Edgeworth and Gumshoe never have great days, dude.
So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place his hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprints.
What a coinky
That's the only logical conclusion.
This is one karma level of logic.
Are you starting to get the picture? Well, to be fair, unless Phoenix has anything to prove that it was to prove anything else, it's not. There's not really anything else they can assume.
Yeah, it's like, while Marshall's testimony may seem rather circumstantial, it is still possible. So we need evidence to really, actually poke holes.
It's like,
in it,
for
because-
example, if I was in Marshall's place right now, I would say, well, if you have a better idea for how this happened, by all means, tell me and be sure to present evidence. Otherwise, I'm just forced to assume this.
Yeah, this is kind of what he's doing. Sweet.
This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall, or I'll end this cross-examination faster than you can say objection.
Hold it!
For that.
What do you mean by that?
You want to tie me to this crime? Is that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
Objection! But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, he could leave the room without being caught on tape. Objection! We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Speculations.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you could show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might end up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
Oh yeah,
There
probably.
it is, right there, Judge, right there. See,
Where?
he's waving that flag around.
It's only,
There you go.
it's only the flag. I'm the murderer. Notice me.
Oh, it's here somewhere.
Well, the blue badger did it. It's creepy, so it must have done it.
No, guys, I can
Aha.
see it. It was that locker door that committed
Take
the
that!
murder.
Of course.
Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm sure you'll not soon forget, Officer Marshall.
No.
The are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less?
Okay,
No, this is not
No.
Twitter.
We're talking about a murder trial. You
Very
might want
well.
to cool that attitude there.
No, Dwibs, those don't count. You can clearly be seen in this video.
8. There you go, you done it.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in this video.
See this locker that has a white cloth sticking out? This is the witness's locker.
Judge, shouldn't Phoenix be the one pointing this out?
And mind powers. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
I guess-
I possessed
I guess the
Phoenix, so
judge
I can
wanted
say
to do
that.
some. I guess the judge wanted to do some defending for a change.
No. You see, Pedro, I'm using my mind
got
powers
time.
to get him to say what I want him to say.
Oh, the white cloth is gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? Why don't you possess me to say not guilty?
Because that would be cheating.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I don't do
sure.
that.
Says the person who gets stuff from his ass to win cases.
Still legitimate legal stuff. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room on the day of the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
But see, that's the only...
Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man.
Not possible, because the locker didn't have a light on like the other one, so clearly the cloth wasn't jamming the sensor. Only
That
he could
doesn't
have opened
sound
that
like
locker.
would it?
They even use a gunshot sound effect.
We're almost at that part, aren't we? Okay.
The murder needed to hide something. So you opened the locker and stuck it. It's not my fault you happened to choose mine.
Okay, Haley, let me explain something. Basically, these lockers are made in a way where only the owner of the locker can open them because they recognize the person's hand. So obviously, he's the one who opened it.
Marshall, unfortunately, doesn't
Obviously,
know
yeah.
that.
And like I said earlier on, the locker that was
Yes,
most
Phoenix, he's not
related
just
to
playing-
the crime scene had a light on because something was jamming it, but clearly the cloth that was in Marshall's locker was not jamming it properly.
I
Okay,
hate to
okay,
rain on
allow
your
me, I
parade,
have-
but you're
I
the
have a
only
bone to
person who
pick
can
this
open
moment.
that.
Oh yeah, I call you a bluff. You say I opened that locker.
Okay, we can get striked for this. We can get striked for this. If I were Phoenix right now, I would just put all my things into it. Judge, be my guest, because everybody already knows. Why the fuck do we have to prove this? So, and if you fail all these, if you take all those 5 strikes, the game will be over and Lana will be proven. So basically, the judge will find Lana guilty because I couldn't prove something that everybody already knows.
Take that! Admittedly, they have established that some detectives actually don't know.
your locker, you dumb shit.
He
I
doesn't.
know, right?
Well, actually...
This particular moment makes no sense, even by his attorney standards.
Actually, Dweebs, to answer your question, Marshall didn't know about the change in the security system.
Then how did he open his locker then?
Because it was still tied, because it was still his locker, so of course it was tied to his
In any
DNA.
case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force suit that don't know about the fingerprint locks. We're
yeah.
idiots in that day.
And he's laughing about it.
Yep, as Gumsy just said right there. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
Fuck you. That's 2 words. Also...
I only got 1 word for you, partner.
And that is a...
Order! Order! Witness, explain yourself!
If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard.
My God, he really brainwashed.
My friend.
I assure you,
Thank you,
this is
Judge.
no joke, Officer
Gumshoe said
Marshall.
that not everyone on the force knows about the print lockers, but this Marshall is pretty high up in the rankings.
For
must
fuck's sake,
know.
he's guarding that fucking place. He should know. He should be the
Yeah,
first to know.
yes, exactly.
Well,
Guards the room.
Olay! Oh, okay, what the fuck
what
happened
is
with
he
the
now?
judge?
A
The judge just cut-
bullfighter?
Okay.
Yeah, what the
Olé.
Pedro is one of those people that still thinks Texas is from Mexico or
Oh,
something.
even
Yep.
then, was it really so hard to give every police officer a pamphlet or something saying, oh, by the way, we're using these lockers now, please register your fingerprints?
Well, it's more so the fact
Like,
that Marshall...
you think with a system with this much bureaucracy, they will do stuff like that.
Actually, the reason for that is because he was demoted to patrolman, and patrolmen aren't in the intel. Yeah, it's a messed up police system, but that's apparently how it works.
Where was
It reminds me of,
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. Okay, so, rant over?
Yep,
sure,
I think so.
for this one at least.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Now here's where things really get spiced up. Take that! Officer Marshall was standing right here!
There? But that's where the victim Detective Goodman was.
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Huh. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall! It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman! Objection! But that's preposterous! Officer Miggins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. Objection!
Oh.
May I point out, though, that Officer Miggins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
When I entered the detective evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir.
Yes?
Yeah.
And how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me!
Guess who has a knife?
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it.
Exclamation mark.
As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. See, this is how Meekins was fooled, because he had never met Goodman before. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
Breakdown animation?
Yep.
You got quite an imagination, partner.
Pure imagination.
This is the worst poker player I've ever seen in my entire life.
You gotta take that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Wow, he actually knows that term. I'm surprised. I didn't think I didn't think he had enough brain cells to even understand what that means.
He's still denying it.
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim.
Let me guess, magic.
I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
Wait.
I can say I care for your beer, but you don't see me complaining.
Oh, shut up, you!
That burns.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence? Any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? And why am I so hammy?
I get the feeling how that even the judge at this point is it wants him to be
Well,
so he can personally send him to jail.
I don't have any
Just because of that remark.
Poor
The fever
Phoenix.
in your ice corner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. What the fuck is?
This can't be happening. I cannot be being mocked by such Western out-of-this-world terms. It's so obvious
this is a
he's the
Japanese
one.
game. A Western must not prevail.
Damn you Westerners and your words.
But gee,
Looks
we're
like your
all
lack
Western.
of experience has finally been exposed.
I'll pass on
We've
you what
beat over
someone
this,
told
Joker.
me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what
The
Mia used to tell me.
basics.
That's what people were telling Yamazaki every time that you said you want information for the 6th game. Please go back to the basics.
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
You mean because he was in disguise?
Okay.
That's what I said.
Jova, you're suffering from Hawkins syndrome. You're inflecting the wrong words.
Well, he touched the locker first with his bare hands to open it, obviously.
Yet he
Probably put the
did,
gloves on afterwards.
despite the chance it might be discovered later as it had been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to our unanswered questions.
Yet again.
I don't have any evidence, so this video's my only shot.
Very well. Let's get another look at the security tape.
Another one?
Oh
Yeah.
no!
After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth.
Well, here goes.
Please show us why the witness had to open his locker.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Alright, let's see where this goes.
Take that!
Oh.
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. I don't know what that reason was yet.
Yet.
Oh, I'll figure that out soon enough. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you.
Tea now.
When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat. Sorry for swearing.
Couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker.
That means only one thing.
Not bad, huh, partner?
Not bad indeed. I think I just... No, I'm not gonna make that pun.
That bloody piece of bloody cloth. Bloody, 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 bloody.
Hey, Joe, no, you're gonna
Your country may vary on whether that's a swear word
No,
or
it's okay.
not.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Liz. I'm Portuguese, where blood is just a regular word, so I'm fine.
Hey, Joe, if you say bloody that many times, we'll get this video banned from the UK.
So, yes, we finally have Jake Marshall pinned as the fake Goodman. Where will this lead? We'll find out in the next part.
Yeah.
See you, everybody.